Hey guys, today we're talking about something that might be hiding in plain sight. Something you can't feel, can't see, and yet it's quietly influencing almost everything inside your body. You wake up in the morning, stretch a little, and maybe head to the kitchen for your first cup of coffee. It seems like any other day, but deep within, your heart's working harder than it should. The pressure in your arteries is climbing, slowly and steadily, like a kettle just before it whistles. High blood pressure doesn't usually announce itself. There's no sharp pain, no rash, no fever. But make no mistake, it's there, especially after 65, when the blood vessels begin to stiffen and the heart has to push a bit harder to get that life-giving blood through your system. It's called the silent killer for a reason, and today we're going to explore how to deal with it, naturally, gently, and with real intention. Let's begin by understanding what high blood pressure or hypertension really does to you. It's not just about numbers on a screen at the doctor's office. When your pressure stays high over time, it puts stress on the walls of your arteries. Think of a garden hose that's been left running too hard for too long. It starts to wear out. That's what happens inside your body. It can lead to heart disease, stroke, kidney problems, and even memory issues. But the good news? You have more control than you think. Now picture this. You're sitting in your favorite chair by the window, watching the birds or your grandkids in the yard. You feel calm, but your body may not be. Stress builds quietly. Diet, habits, age. All of these gently nudge your pressure upward until one day it's too high. And if you're like many seniors, you're already on medication. That's okay. But medicine alone isn't always enough. What if your everyday choices could help lower that pressure naturally, possibly reducing your need for medication or making it work better? The first thing to realize is that aging changes your body's landscape. Your arteries lose their elasticity. Your kidneys don't filter quite like they used to. Hormones shift. And for many, years of salty meals, skipped workouts, or restless nights begin to take their toll. You didn't mean for this to happen, it just did. Life has its way of building up, like a tide that keeps rising unless we gently push it back. That's where awareness comes in. You check your pressure at home. Maybe it's 145/90. Your doctor says it's a bit high. But what does that mean? For seniors, the threshold might be a little higher than for younger folks. But anything above 130/80 can be a red flag, especially if it's consistent. The risk isn't just in the number. It's in what that number is doing quietly, day after day. So let's step back a moment and reflect on what your body's trying to tell you. Do you sometimes feel more tired than usual? Do you wake up with a headache or feel dizzy when you stand? Maybe your vision blurs now and then. These could all be subtle signs. But often, high blood pressure gives you no warning until something more serious happens. That's why prevention and steady care matter. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. In fact, small, thoughtful changes are more powerful and more lasting than sudden, drastic shifts. We'll talk about gentle movement, healing food, breath work, stress release, and natural supplements in the next sections. But for now, your first step is knowing. High blood pressure is real, it's dangerous, and it's fixable, especially when you face it head on. You might be thinking, at my age, can I really bring it down? Yes, in many cases you can. Not always to perfect levels, but to safer, more manageable ones. And what's more, these changes help with other things too. Your energy, your sleep, your mood, your memory. It's all connected. Take a moment now. Place your hand over your chest. Feel the heartbeat. That's your body still fighting, still loving you. You owe it back the same care. And today we begin that care with intention, warmth, and natural wisdom that respects your age, your story, and your pace. Because after 65, it's not about running marathons or cutting out everything you love. It's about tuning in, easing the pressure, and finding balance in the simple things. You don't need a gym membership, high-tech shoes, or fancy yoga pants. You just need a body that moves and a little willpower to keep it moving, one step at a time. Let's talk about movement. Not exercise in the way you might picture it, sweat, pain, timers, and heavy weights, but something much gentler, something kinder. After 65, The way your body responds to physical activity changes. The joints creak a little louder, the muscles take longer to warm up. But that doesn't mean you stop moving. It means you move differently, thoughtfully, with rhythm and breath. Imagine you're outside, walking slowly along a garden path or down the sidewalk in your neighborhood. The sun is warm on your shoulders, a soft breeze rustles the trees, and your steps fall in an easy, steady pattern. This, right here, is one of the best things you can do for your blood pressure. Walking is more than just putting one foot in front of the other. It's a message to your heart that you care. It tells your blood vessels to open up, to stretch, to let the blood flow more freely. A regular walking routine, just 20 to 30 minutes a day, can help lower your systolic pressure, that's the top number, by 4 to 9 points. That's as much as some medications. You don't have to walk fast. You don't even have to walk all at once. Break it into chunks if you need to. 10 minutes here, 10 there. What matters is consistency. But maybe walking's tough for you. Maybe your knees ache or your balance isn't what it used to be. That's okay. Chair yoga, gentle tai chi, water aerobics. These are powerful alternatives. They stretch your muscles, open your lungs, and ease the tension in your spine. And they're gentle, designed for people just like you. Have you ever tried tai chi? It's like a dance done in slow motion. You move your hands through the air like they're tracing water. You shift your weight gently from one leg to the other. Every move is deliberate. Every breath has meaning. It calms the mind and soothes the body. Studies show it can significantly lower blood pressure and even improve balance and coordination, reducing your risk of falls. Or maybe you've heard of chair exercises. Yes, exercises you do while sitting down. They're not only real, they're surprisingly effective. Leg lifts, arm circles, neck stretches, toe taps. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 in the afternoon. Even simple ankle rolls help with circulation. It's not about intensity, it's about habit. And the more you make movement part of your day, the more your body remembers what it feels like to flow. Movement also helps with weight. Now, weight loss isn't always easy after 65. Your metabolism slows down, hormones shift, but even losing 5 to 10 pounds can bring your blood pressure down. That's the beauty of it. Every small win adds up, and movement makes those wins possible. Let's not forget what else it does. It lifts your mood. It clears your mind. A short walk can brighten your whole afternoon. Why? Because physical activity releases endorphins, those little feel-good chemicals in your brain. And when you feel good, you're less likely to reach for comfort food, less likely to feel stress, more likely to rest well. You might be asking, what if I've been inactive for years? The answer, start anyway. You're never too old to begin. The key is to listen to your body and respect its limits. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for present. Aim for a little more movement today than you had yesterday. Try setting a simple routine. Maybe after breakfast, you take a 5-minute walk around your home or garden. After lunch, you do some arm stretches while listening to music. In the evening, you roll your ankles while watching TV. These are not exercises, they're invitations. Invitations to connect with your body again. Also, consider this. Movement doesn't have to be exercise at all. Gardening, sweeping, dancing in the living room, playing with your grandkids, these all count. Anything that gets you up and gets your blood flowing counts. Your body doesn't care whether it's a treadmill or a tomato patch. It just wants to move. And remember, always check in with your doctor before starting a new routine, especially if you have joint issues, heart problems, or other conditions. But don't let fear keep you frozen. The worst thing for blood pressure is to sit still, day after day, letting the stiffness creep in like a slow fog. You are not a machine. You are a garden. You need movement, like plants need sun. You may not always feel like it, but every stretch, every step, every breath taken with intention helps lower the pressure on your body and your soul. So tomorrow, when you wake up and hear your knees pop a little, smile. That's the sound of a body still trying, still hoping, still healing. Don't ignore it. Don't rush it. Just move with it. Move for it. Move with yourself. Your heart is listening. Your blood vessels are waiting. Let's give them what they need. Now let's head into the kitchen, your true battleground and healing ground when it comes to blood pressure. You don't need to count calories or follow the latest fad diet. You need to look at your plate like it's medicine, because it is. Let's start with salt. You've probably heard it before. Cut back on salt. But what does that really mean? For years, salt has crept into our lives quietly, from canned soups to cold cuts, from that little sprinkle on your eggs to that irresistible crunch of chips. The tricky part? Most of the salt you consume isn't from your salt shaker. It's already hiding in processed foods. Breads, sauces, even breakfast cereals can pack more sodium than you'd expect. Your aging kidneys can't flush out excess sodium as well as they used to. That means salt builds up, and your body holds on to more water to balance it out. More water means more volume in your blood vessels, and that raises your pressure. That's why seniors are especially vulnerable to sodium's effects. But you don't have to go salt-free. The magic number is around 1,500 milligrams per day, just under a teaspoon. That might sound low, but once you start cooking fresh and tasting food in its natural form, your palate adjusts. Herbs, garlic, lemon, pepper, these become your new best friends. They wake up a dish without waking up your blood pressure. Let's talk sugar too. It may not seem obvious, but sugar plays a sneaky role in hypertension. Eating too much sugar, especially added sugars in pastries, soda, even healthy granola bars, can cause weight gain, increase insulin resistance, and stiffen your blood vessels. All of that contributes to high blood pressure. Cutting back on sugary drinks and desserts isn't about punishment. It's about freedom. Freedom from that roller coaster of spikes and crashes. Freedom from inflammation. Now here's what to eat more of. Start with leafy greens, spinach, kale, collards. They're rich in potassium, which helps your body balance out the effects of sodium. Potassium acts like a pressure valve, encouraging your body to flush out excess salt through urine. And you don't need to go overboard. A handful of greens in a soup, a small salad, or some sautéed spinach at dinner, it adds up. Then there are berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. These little gems are full of antioxidants called anthocyanins, which help open up blood vessels and reduce stiffness. A half cup a day is plenty. Sprinkle them on your oatmeal or blend them into a smoothie. Speaking of oatmeal, it's one of the best breakfast choices you can make. Full of soluble fiber, it helps reduce cholesterol and keeps you feeling full, so you're less likely to reach for snacks. Add a banana for potassium, some cinnamon for flavor, and you've got a heart-friendly start to your day. Don't forget about nuts, especially unsalted almonds and walnuts. A small handful provides healthy fats, magnesium, and fiber. These support blood vessel health and reduce inflammation. Just keep portions in check. They're dense with calories. Beans, lentils, and chickpeas are also blood pressure heroes. They're affordable, filling, and loaded with plant protein and minerals. Swap them in for red meat once or twice a week, and you'll give your arteries a well-earned break. Let's not overlook something that sounds simple but makes a massive difference: water. Dehydration can raise blood pressure because your body tries to conserve fluid by tightening blood vessels. Try drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. Keep a bottle nearby during the day. Aim for 6 to 8 cups unless your doctor says otherwise. And now a special mention: dark chocolate. Yes, really, a small square of dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa, a few times a week may help lower blood pressure thanks to flavonoids that relax blood vessels. This is about quality, not quantity. Just a little bit to savor. You might be wondering about coffee. The truth is, it affects everyone differently. For some, it causes a short-term spike in pressure. For others, it has no major impact. The best way to know is to measure your blood pressure before and after drinking it. And always stick to moderate amounts, 1 or 2 cups, ideally in the morning. Let's also consider alcohol. A glass of red wine now and then may not hurt. In fact, it might offer mild benefits for some. But more than 1 drink a day, for women, or 2, for men, can quickly reverse any positives. Alcohol can raise blood pressure, add weight, and mess with your medications. So keep it light and occasional. Now here's a trick that works wonders: meal timing. Eating large, heavy meals late in the evening can disrupt your sleep and spike your blood pressure. Instead, try lighter dinners with more veggies and give yourself 2 to 3 hours before bed. And if you live with others, invite them into this journey. Cooking together can be joyful. Try new recipes, swap processed snacks for air-popped popcorn or roasted chickpeas. Make it a game. How can we flavor this dish without salt? Or, which color of vegetable haven't we eaten this week? You've come this far. You've lived through decades of food trends, family dinners, rushed lunches, and maybe a few bad habits. Now is the time to reclaim your plate. Not with guilt, not with fear, but with curiosity, intention, and love. For your heart, your life, and every delicious bite still ahead. You sit quietly, eyes closed, hands resting gently in your lap. The room is still except for the soft sound of your own breath. Slow, steady, patient. In, outside, in, outside. For a moment, the world fades. No buzzing phones, no rush, no worries. Just you and your breath. This right here is medicine. You've heard people talk about deep breathing and stress relief before, but maybe it felt too abstract, maybe too new age. But here's the truth. Calming your nervous system through breath, rest, and emotional release can be just as powerful as pills when it comes to lowering blood pressure. And after 65, when the body becomes more sensitive to stress, these gentle tools aren't luxuries, they're lifelines. Let's talk about stress first. Not the dramatic kind, no explosions or crises. The slow-burning kind. The quiet tension that builds when bills pile up, when someone you love is hurting, when your body doesn't cooperate like it used to. This stress lingers, tightening your muscles, narrowing your arteries, speeding up your heartbeat. You don't always notice it, but your blood pressure does. That's why daily relaxation is so essential. You don't have to sit cross-legged on a mountaintop. Just 5 to 10 minutes of intentional breathing a few times a day can bring your pressure down. Try this. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out gently through your mouth for 6. Repeat. This pattern slows your heart rate, calms your nervous system, and gives your blood vessels the signal to relax. You can also add soft music, gentle stretching, or even a hot compress on your neck. These small, comforting rituals ground you. They anchor your body in the present, telling it, you're safe, you can let go. Now let's talk about sleep. You may notice your sleep isn't what it used to be. You wake more often. You don't feel as rested. And yet sleep is when your body repairs itself, especially your heart and blood vessels. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired. It raises your blood pressure, even if the rest of your habits are healthy. One overlooked culprit? Sleep apnea, a condition where breathing stops and starts during the night. It's surprisingly common in seniors and can silently raise your pressure without you knowing it. If you snore loudly, gasp during sleep, or feel exhausted in the morning, it's worth asking your doctor about it. But even without apnea, creating a restful routine matters. Dim the lights an hour before bed, turn off screens, drink calming teas, like chamomile or lemon balm. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Go to bed and wake at the same time every day. These aren't just habits, they're signals. They teach your body when to slow down, when to rest, when to heal. Don't underestimate the power of routine. It's not boring, it's soothing. And when your brain knows what to expect, it stops racing and your pressure gently drops. Now let's touch on something harder. Emotions. After 65, you've probably felt some heavy things. Maybe you've lost people. Maybe you've had health scares. Maybe loneliness creeps in now and then. These emotions are real and they affect your heart, not just metaphorically. Holding in grief, anger, or sadness creates a pressure of its own, and that pressure shows up in your blood. So give yourself permission to feel, to cry if you need to talk, to write, to remember, or to simply sit and breathe through the ache. Bottling it up doesn't make it go away. It turns into tension, insomnia, or even physical pain. Find someone to talk to, a friend, a counselor, a faith leader, or start a journal. You don't have to be a writer. Just let the words spill out. Describe your day, your memories, your hopes. It's a release, and release is healing. And laughter? Laughter is one of the best releases of all. Watch something funny. Tell a silly story. Let your laugh echo through the house. It lowers cortisol, opens blood vessels, and lifts your spirit. If you live alone or feel isolated, consider joining a local senior group, a gardening club, or even an online community. Social connection reduces stress. When you feel seen and heard, your body softens. And don't forget touch. A gentle hug, a hand on your shoulder, even a warm bath. All of these reduce blood pressure by calming the nervous system. If you have pets, spend time cuddling them. Their steady presence and unconditional love are nature's therapy. You may be wondering, isn't this all a little soft? And that's the point. It's not about force, it's about flow. Your heart doesn't respond to shouting, it responds to calm, stillness, trust, safety. When you create these conditions, your whole body lets go. The pressure drops, the healing begins. So tonight, before you go to bed, place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. Thank it. Then take one deep breath. Not a dramatic one, just enough to say, I'm here. I'm okay. I'm letting go. And tomorrow, when stress tries to sneak in, meet it with a pause, a breath, a soft, not today. Because now, you know what pressure really is and how to loosen its grip. You've walked more. You've eaten better. You've breathed deeper and rested more soundly. Now you're ready for the final piece of this natural puzzle, the quiet power of supplements. Those small, earthy helpers that come from plants, roots, and minerals. They don't work overnight, and they're not magic pills. But used wisely, they can gently lower your blood pressure and support the work your body's already doing. Let's start with one of the best known, magnesium. It's a mineral your body needs for over 300 processes, and one of its hidden talents is helping blood vessels relax. Low magnesium levels are surprisingly common, especially as we age. Many people don't even realize they're deficient. But when you add it back, through supplements or foods like pumpkin seeds, spinach, and avocados, your pressure often comes down with it. Look for a supplement labeled magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, and talk to your doctor about the right dose for you. Next up, potassium. We touched on this earlier with foods, but it's worth repeating. Potassium helps balance sodium, and it encourages your body to release excess water. Many seniors are advised not to take potassium supplements without guidance, especially if you're on certain medications or have kidney concerns. But your doctor may recommend one if your diet alone isn't enough. If you can, focus on potassium-rich foods first. Bananas, sweet potatoes, beans, and leafy greens are all excellent sources. Now let's visit a tiny clove with mighty power. Garlic. Not just for flavor, garlic contains allicin, a compound known to lower blood pressure. You'd have to eat a lot of raw garlic to get a therapeutic effect. So many people turn to odorless garlic capsules. Studies show they can reduce both systolic and diastolic pressure over time. Start small, one capsule a day with food, and see how you feel. Always check it against your medications, especially if you're on blood thinners. Omega-3 fatty acids, commonly found in fish oil, are another natural force. These healthy fats help reduce inflammation, improve blood vessel flexibility, and may lower blood pressure slightly. If you don't eat much fish, a daily omega-3 supplement can fill the gap. Look for a product that contains both EPA and DHA, and make sure it's certified for purity. If you're already on a blood thinner or have a bleeding risk, ask your doctor before starting fish oil. Another gentle helper, coenzyme Q10, CoQ10. Your body makes this antioxidant naturally, but levels drop with age. CoQ10 helps produce energy in your cells and has been shown to lower blood pressure modestly. It's especially useful if you've taken statins, which can reduce your CoQ10 levels. Try starting with a low dose, like 100 milligrams per day, and take it with food for best absorption. Now for something herbal, hibiscus tea. This beautiful ruby red tea isn't just refreshing. It has a surprising ability to lower blood pressure. 1 or 2 cups a day can help reduce systolic numbers by a few points. Drink it warm or cold, unsweetened, and enjoy the ritual. It's gentle, safe, and perfect in the late afternoon. Another herb to consider is hawthorn. Used in traditional medicine for centuries, hawthorn supports heart function and may reduce blood pressure by dilating blood vessels. It comes in teas, tinctures, and capsules. It's not for everyone though, especially if you're taking heart medications. So always check with your doctor first. Let's talk for a moment about adaptogens. These are herbs like ashwagandha and rhodiola that help your body manage stress, especially chronic low-grade stress that pushes blood pressure up. They don't sedate you, they strengthen your response to pressure, emotional and physical. They're not right for everyone, but for some, they provide gentle resilience. Here's a tip. Don't start all of these at once. Choose one. Try it slowly. Listen to your body. Notice how you feel. Keep a journal if it helps. Track your sleep, your energy, your numbers. Supplements are slow and steady. They don't crash through the door. They knock gently, and if your body's ready, they help restore balance. Of course, supplements aren't free of risks. They can interact with medications, raise or lower certain nutrients, or affect kidney and liver function over time. That's why it's so important to talk to a doctor or pharmacist who knows your health history. Bring in the bottle, ask the questions. You deserve clear answers. Also, quality matters. Not all supplements are created equal. Look for brands that are third-party tested, that list ingredients clearly, and that don't hide behind vague claims or fancy packaging. Your body deserves the best. No shortcuts, no fakes. And remember, none of this works in isolation. You can't out-supplement a stressful life or a fast food diet. But when used alongside movement, nutrition, rest, and reflection, these natural aids can become part of a rhythm that supports your heart. So now you have the full picture. You've seen how pressure builds, not just from salt or age, but from worry, stillness, and silence. And you've seen how pressure can fall, with breath, with color on your plate, with steps taken slowly, and with gentle plants whispering healing through your bloodstream. You're not trying to be perfect. You're trying to be well. That's a different goal, a wiser one. Your journey doesn't end here. It begins with the next breath, the next walk, the next cup of tea. Every day you have the chance to soften the pressure naturally. And if you ever feel overwhelmed, remember, your heart is listening. Now let's ease into the closing moments together. So here we are, gently closing the page on this chapter. You've walked through the full circle of natural care, slow, intentional steps toward a steadier heartbeat and a calmer life. Let's sit with that for a moment. You've taken in a lot of ideas today, and maybe you're feeling hopeful, maybe even a little unsure. That's okay. It means you care. It means your heart, quiet, strong, persistent, is still calling for attention, and you're choosing to listen. Let these words settle. Let the pace slow down. Let your breath deepen even now as we speak. You've got more power than you think. Every healthy meal, every calming breath, every short stroll through your garden or living room, that's you fighting back in the gentlest way. That's you honoring your body. And this isn't a solo journey. Many others, just like you, are walking the same path. So if something spoke to you today, share it. Share your story in the comments. Ask a question. Say hello. Let's make this space one where age becomes strength and wisdom becomes our common ground. If this video helped you, please like it. If you want more guidance like this, go ahead and subscribe. You're always welcome here. We've got more to talk about, more to explore, more ways to thrive together. And now as you return to your day, may your heart beat softly, your breath flow easily, and your body feel just a little lighter. Rest easy, stay curious, and never stop listening to what your body's trying to say.